Hi guys, before I show you this video, I just realized I'm pretty sure I said mid-April garden tour. It is not mid-April, it is the beginning of May. So please forgive my, I think I had meant to do one in mid-April because everything was in bloom and I didn't. So it's actually the beginning of May garden tour. So now you can see what I filmed. Sorry guys, real life over here. Hi guys, welcome to Butte Mountain Homestead. I'm going to try to give a quick as I can without being too fast on a April garden tour. Tomorrow we are supposed to get 25-mile-an-hour winds, a 40-mile-an-hour gust. So I'm not sure what I'm going to lose. So I'm going to, or is going to get damaged. So the yard is not 100% perfect. There's still some stuff needs to be planted. Some stuff still needs to be weeded. Bad actually. The lawn was due to get mowed on Monday, but we'll see because it's supposed to be windy then. But I'm going to kind of just go through it. I'm going to start on the west side. And like I said, it's still real life over here. It's absolutely gorgeous though. So just ignore the weeds. I need to get some organic Captain Jack's Dead Weed Brew. I'm out, so I want to use that on the pathways. So I'm just going to start and kind of just go through it kind of quickly. Not too bad. I'm going to hopefully get this video filmed kind of short. So anyways, we have the Desdemona roses here. They really don't like this spot. So as soon as the pergola is built, they will get transplanted in January. So for right now, they're leggy and they're not liking it. So we have the Agapanthus. They're not due to bloom until July, so this is where some of the weedy is. But I have spent 2 whole days out here, and this is pretty good compared to what it looked like. But I did get a little garden put in here, put drip on, so there's some campanula in there, just some of the things that we have around here. Tropical roses, prairie grass, a lot of the poppies and calendula. Black-eyed Susans are starting to put on growth. So, and I also realized today I was supposed to put drip in here in some areas and I didn't, so I will do that hopefully on Tuesday. I see some things have volunteered and reseeded in here, so I'm going to leave those. So yeah, this is where we're at right here. The raspberry bed, we got T-posts put in and I got some wire put up yesterday, so lots of fruit on there already, so I'm really pleased about that. You're going to hear me crunching on rocks, but I'm also going to try to be mindful because it's also rattlesnake season, the start of it. So, but here's new raspberries. I was just telling my mother-in-law today that there's probably at least 10 to 15 that I can count of volunteer raspberries just since February. So there's so much growth on here. But here's the red ebb tide roses. They look a little bit more burgundy on the screen, but they are truly a gorgeous purple. I mean, just purple. So if you can see that right. Yeah, it's not that red, but it is gorgeous. And the smell is amazing. So this is the part that needs to be weeded. So just keep that in mind. I'm doing the best I can. So lots of spent blooms in here, but again, with the rattlesnake season, I just have to be careful. So I'm going to kind of ignore some of this, but it's the West Side Garden, as you all know it. Kind of cross over here real quick. I just told Jean, I said, your black hollyhocks are blooming. Right now they look burgundy with the light, but they're considered black. But look at those. And there's going to be lots of buds, but there's the whirling butterflies, Gara. The Photinia put on a lot of bloom, or a lot of growth this year. So poppies are going to reseed themselves heavily. I've been pulling literally hundreds of plants, hundreds of those. The walkways were all full all the way around. As you can kind of see the mess over there, that's how everything had looked. So this ryegrass is just a beast. I'm not sure. Might have to take the weed eater after it, but so yeah, here's the ebb tides. I got this all weeded. So there's some tropical roses. I don't know the name of them. They do have a faint smell, but very pretty. So, and the weeding is not perfect, guys, but it's a lot better than it was. So the verbena's going for it. I did prune all the irises. I got a drift of ajuga planted right there. This area right here gets the natural runoff from the lawn and the sprinklers. So the willow doesn't mind the extra water. And I have not had to water this. I mean, look at how saturated the ground is. I did move the hydrangea out. So I'm making sure there's already new growth on her. So that's wonderful. So I might have to supplement water her in the summertime when it gets super hot. But like I said, this is all runoff. That's all runoff from the sprinklers and the lawn. The yarrow, I'm not sure if I'm going to like the yarrow. It is taking off and spreading really quick. But we have osteopermum, or the African daisies, black-eyed Susans, the leftover from the daffodils, echinacea, and the yarrow in this bed. I did plant behind all back in here tall zinnias, the California Giant mix. So they're all in here. So that doesn't get run off, but I am going to put an emitter there. The elderberry did not die. I did have to cut a lot back, and there's probably 4 or 5 runners that are coming up, so I'm going to let them do their thing. There's a hollyhock. I think that's the double, oh, it's like a little frilly white bloom. So I'm going to leave that. But yeah, the echinacea and the black-eyed Susans, all the summer growth is going to be popping out here pretty soon. Then I can cut back all the daffodils after all that foliage turns yellow. So we have a lot of volunteers that I've put in here or transplanted from the yard. So we have calendula, California poppies. We have birds that are singing to oh goodness. So magnolia, I did get drip set up to there, so it's getting regular water. I see that there's probably no less than 100 black-eyed Susan babies in there. And the yarrow is just running. I mean, I planted the little tiny things last spring, if you guys can remember. There's some agapanthus volunteers, or not volunteers, transplants in there. There's a Litchfield angel. This bed here, and more zinnias behind. It's just a repeat. So there's the yarrow, the black-eyed Susans, the poppies, the calendula, the irises. There was a couple mums out in the cottage garden in containers. I did get those put out here in the landscape. So there's one there, and oh, there's one down there. So, and again, the yarrow, I did put a zinnia, so it'll grow up through there. The grass, the prairie, desert fire, or desert prairie grass. So it's doing good. I haven't had a chance to mulch yet, so I'm deciding on what mulch to get. But the lavender, I'm just keeping it weed-eated in between. So the verbena is a beast. I really wish I wouldn't have planted it, but so I'm just pulling it. The lilac doesn't have any flowers yet. There's some more ajuga. I need to get those planted, so I'm just keeping them watered. Black-eyed Susan, don't look at that. It's mad at me. I don't think it's going to make it, but it's that Baptisia. More Litchfield angel. There's a mum. Hawthorn. Spirea. African daisy. I need to cut all the dead limbs off of there. We have some sedum. Another Spirea. Buddleia. Irises. And I'm going to change angle so you don't get my shadow. Here's the Eden Rose, absolutely gorgeous. I need to come in now and start deadheading. When they get this white and open is when I deadhead. See right there. They do have thrips, but I'm just treating them the best I can. I just gave them a second dose of Rose Care. So I just love the multicolors from the different stages of when they first bloom. Oh. Then the irises, I've been keeping those pruned. So the couple died. So we'll end up over there. So They take you into the vegetable garden, the potager. There's piles of weeds because like I said, I just couldn't get it all. But see the onion bed, there's a lot going to seed, so I'm not sure how many I'm going to get. See, they're forming seed heads. So I've been trying to pop them off as fast as I can and get in there and pull a few weeds, but the Litchfield Angels, they have exploded. I mean, this area, I can't even see on the other side. So there's a crepe myrtle. There's nothing really to see. It's not developed. I need to do that, but the asparagus bed, peppers. I harvested the garlic. This one, the water's not working very good, so most of the garlic did not form. So I got some. I got mostly out of there. I put a pepper in there and I forgot to put the netting on so the chickens help themselves. So that's on my list to do hopefully Tuesday. The asparagus jungle. See, very quickly go this way. The ebb tide roses on this side. Oh, you guys are absolutely gorgeous. They don't have a strong scent, but they make up for it in beauty. But I mean, just look at the different stages of the blooms. Look at that. Then they turn just pure white when they're done. So, need to come in. This literally takes about an hour to get all the deadheading done, but that's okay. So, there's a hummingbird right here on the sage that's in flower. Look at her. How pretty. Sorry, ma'am, I'm going to bother you. I'm sorry. But there's our marjoram, our lemon balm, pineapple mint, and regular mint. The shelling peas are finally starting to climb. The volunteer tomatoes, I'm going to leave quite a few just to see what they turn out. I just want to see how they do and if they produce a tomato that tastes good. But the sage, the thyme, the chives, and the parsley are all in seed. Doesn't that look like Queen Anne's lace? So pretty. I'm just going to let it go. I'm just going to let it do what it's going to do. So harvesting heads of lettuce. I need to get in here and harvest most of them because they're going to go to bolt here pretty soon. So let's see, the spring onions are in there somewhere. So potatoes, this is the second batch of potatoes. These were about 3 weeks behind from this bed over here. Celery, hollyhocks from this side. Got potatoes. They don't look like they're getting ready to flower anytime soon, which is weird. I'm going to try not to move too fast. But this corner right here, they are bigger, greener, and look like they're going to go to flower here pretty soon. So I'm not sure. I have no idea. I don't know if they're on a different end of the water. I really don't know. So, but I've been spraying the hollyhocks for rust about once a week. It looks like I missed a couple spots, so I do need to get in there, and it does work. So I'm really pleased with that. I just need to get in there. Those are those little rust speckles on the leaves right there, but the pink ones are starting to pop out. That's got to be close to 7 feet tall. It's over 6 feet for sure. But so these are tomatoes. They're both the Abe Lincoln Celebrities and the Amish Paste. Amish Paste aromas are on the arbors. There's the celery plant. Tomatillos. I had one that was left over, and one of the main stems broke, and instead of throwing it away, because I know you need 2 for germination, but I figured it's going to be in between 2, so I have 3. I have a feeling I'm going to regret that, but with how many tomatillos I'm going to get, look at how many are wanting to form. So more tomatoes. I just got these in and got the carrots harvested. I need to actually do something with them. I'm going to juice most of them. So more celery. Take you over without hitting my head on the wind chime. The asparagus. The chickens are loving their jungle in the morning. I do want to move this. I just don't know where just yet. So here's more hollyhocks. There's pink ones, white ones. They're so pretty. The Meyer lemon. There's the back side of the part I didn't show you before. See, it's not developed over there, but the hollyhocks, it's giving them so much shade. All of this business is giving the chicken run. You can't even see it. So it's giving them a lot of shade. So I'm really happy with that. It's finally filling in. So more volunteer hollyhocks. So I have a friend that will take them. So I'm letting these get a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to give her all she wants. So very carefully, chicken coop. More hollyhocks. Oh, and the bumblebees have returned. So, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about that. The iceberg climbing roses. I had to put the net down so I could enjoy them climbing on the fence. It's exactly what I wanted them to do. So, I wanted to enjoy them. So, absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So, there's the phenomenal lavender. It's either Phenomenal or Sweet Dreams. I think it might be Sweet Dreams. But it's finally in full bloom. So, and that one did survive right there. So, let's see. I had to tuck all the little plant babies. They can't go in there. It's like ridiculously hot in there. So, I just got them out from the wind. I did a lot of transplants. So, moved. I bought another geranium for this pot. That was where the hydrangea was in that was on the porch. So, now I'm going to have 2 white hydrangeas out here, and then very carefully the lamb's ear is getting ready to bloom. But look at this, you guys. Isn't this gorgeous? I did a reel this morning and a short of just some of the highlights from the garden. Absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to, honeybees are still at work. I'm fighting the morning glory or bindweed. I'm fighting that really bad, but when I get in here and clip all the daffodil and tulip foliage, then I'll get a lot of it. But I put some green lime zinnia. They're kind of tall. I put those in there. They're more towards the back. Echinaceas, getting with it. You can tell what is original and what's been transplanted, but I just need to do some deadheading. But I don't remember planting those alliums, but obviously I did. So, and then there's this side of the hollyhocks and the fountain. These are all pink. Those lamb's ear, those are gonna get ready to bloom. And if you'll recall, when I moved this last year, it wasn't even that big. And I divided it in half. And that's where this came from. So they're now about the same size. Enough to where I'm gonna have to move that sweet alyssum. And I think I actually have another one that was out on the west side garden. So I have 2 little volunteer trees that I found in the yard. One was a lilac, and then I forgot them in the greenhouse for a day. So they kind of fried. So I have them watered, and I've got them in the shade. But there's a zinnia back there that's going to bloom about right there. So here's some more that's out of the, hopefully the wind. I was supposed to get weed eating done today, and I didn't on the orchard area, and I need to deadhead all these irises. But I had to cover one of my, oh, Lewis found something down there. Oh, goodness. Wonder what that is. Anyways, I had to cover where my cantaloupe or my honeydew are growing because Gypsy, I saw her coming out of there. So we needed to prevent that from happening. So anyways, the peach tree and the apricot tree are doing really good. This little garden is struggling. I don't know why, but it is. I don't know if I'm giving it too much water. So we'll see. But I did tuck in some sweet alyssum. They're kind of mad at me right now, and some African daisies. They're also mad at me right now, but they'll be fine. I picked up some really old brick, so I just need Jean to make those cuts for me, and then I can get that perma-sanded in. Oh, I just love the perfect, the chunky, the concrete, just all the imperfections. Absolutely love it. So, and then that's where we'll go on to the pergolas right there. So anyways, there's a cherry tomato from when we're out here snacking. I did get 1 post in for the pergola. I was supposed to get all the rest of them done this weekend, but I really wanted to work on the weeds on the west side. And I literally have spent, on the west side, I think I've spent 18 hours this week. So, and it's not done. So that's how it goes. That climbing rose is a pink rose, but and she's put on a lot of growth since I planted her. Look at all that purple. That's all new growth. Look at that. So I'm really excited. It'll be nice when this all gets cleaned up. Those Desdemona roses are going to go out here. I'm not sure if they'll go on this side because that's facing north, and with the pergola it's going to provide some shade. So I might do hydrangeas that do want a little bit more shade. I might put those out there and then do the Desdemona roses all along here. There's going to be rails connecting here to here so that it's not meant to be as a pass-through. Same with here. There'll be one here and here. So this will be kind of like our seating area, but yeah, just stuff in progress. Anyways, so I hope it was fast. It's about 20 minutes, but I hope you enjoy it. I wanted to get it while it was still beautiful before it starts getting super hot. We're supposed to be, oh gosh, in the mid-90s next week. So, and it's just, today is May 3rd when I'm filming this. So yeah, by next Saturday, we're supposed to be in the mid-90s. So not only for a couple days, and then we go back down into the mid to high 80s. I think there's a couple days in the 70s, but it's just, here we go. So now it'll be just trying to keep everything watered, and I just love that this space, how much it's filled in so much. And this garden's only a year and a half old. I started it in October of 23. So it turned a year in October. So we're in May of 25. So that's just been, yeah, a year and a half, almost exactly, or just a little bit past. So absolutely gorgeous. It's my favorite by far. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little mid-April garden tour. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below and I will get back to you as best I can. If you have any questions on any particular plants, just point out the timestamp and I will try to answer you the best I can. So like I said, it's just me doing it, and yeah, 18 hours, and that's not counting inside and, you know, and then doing stuff out here as I can, like getting these moved, and that's, you know, just a lot of work. So I enjoy it, but I just can't get it all done. So, oh, you know, I missed a spot. Hold on, and I'll go over there and we will see it. I'll see if I can go through here without any snakes. Sorry about that. I almost left out a spot. If you hear me yell or yelp, then you'll know it was a snake. Oh, as a side note, I did spray these and I'm still getting curly leaves, so I'm kind of bummed about that. But okay, there's not much really to see, but I still promised you I would show you. So these are the John F. Kennedy roses. This is the first year that they are on single long stems. Absolutely 100% gorgeous. I need to get these last two treated with the systemic. An apple tree. Let's see. I'm paying attention to the ground, so hopefully it's not being filmed kind of weird. The blackberries have put on a lot of good growth. Let's see. We'll come over here. There's our bay leaf tree. The Allen Chickering salvia, that thing has tripled in size this year, you guys. That's just from getting pruned. This is absolutely nuts how big this is. So we didn't get the buddleia stump out, but I'm just going to plant zinnias around it for right now. And then here's the thornless blackberries. Yeah, see, I do these piles and then I come through and pick them up. But I ran out of day today, but yeah, it looks like there might be fruit this year, so I'm excited about that. Excited about that. And this is that little patio apple tree. I don't see any blossoms, but we'll see. Then here's this little, let me switch angles, hold on. Okay, this is a little bit better. Not much, but a little bit better. But yeah, we have the calendula, black-eyed Susans, echinacea, the green lime zinnia. Those, now this is weird. I'm going to show you this one. I didn't see any seed heads or flower heads forming on these, so I just bundled them up. This one, same with this one. This one I wasn't able to bundle up. There's some, but look at this right there. That's what they're supposed to do, are these little guys. So I'm glad I didn't. I almost pulled them because I thought, you know, I'm kind of over this. But there's the echinacea, a hollyhock. I did get her treated for rust the other day, so it looks like she bounced back pretty good. Now those bundles, there's a few little seed heads or flower heads forming. But it's the weirdest thing, and those are pretty, but so I did a big clean out in here so that I could see where to plant the zinnias. So cut back some echinacea, the osteopermum. This one's pretty. There's more yarrow. The thing is just a beast. Hollyhocks. Yeah, see, look at this yarrow. It's growing. It's even growing up through the... I didn't deadhead that one, though. I think she was in bloom, that's why. But and then that African daisy, I think, is done. So I'm going to pull it, and then I'll just transplant a couple in her spot. But actually, that zinnia will fill in, so I'll just get that pulled. But the Rose of Sharon, the Artemisia silver lining did not get moved, obviously. So it's now taking over that whole thing. I need to clip back the African daisies in there. The peony did not bloom this year, which is fine. She's still pretty. So, and then whatever volunteers in here I'm going to leave it. I had originally wanted this to be more kind of formal. But now, I mean, I see echinacea, poppies, and calendula popping up. So I'm just going to let them. They're growing through weed fabric. So I'm not sure how they're doing it, but they are. And this side, here's the... I do want to come in, and I'm going to take my hedge trimmers, or, you know, clippers, and just trim along the rocks because it's crowding out the hydrangea. So I didn't lose the hydrangea, so that's good. Let's see. See, there's osteopermum African daisies coming in here. This one, I had not fixed the dripper. It didn't have enough drip on it, so that's probably why that suffered. Volunteer calendula, and I'm just letting it do its thing. There's the verbena that is everywhere. The star jasmine this year is absolutely gorgeous. I have some seed babies that need protection, so I have them over here. And then that's a red bud. So, but I'm going to show you this side. This is what this was built for, was to be a privacy screen, and it's pretty much privacy from here down. So it was originally intended to be able to hide those. Not that we get company, because we live out in the middle of nowhere, and we're the last people on the property. So, but if we do get company, yeah. So now you have a cherry tomato plant right there. And I was going to plant something in that pot, but that, like I said, that salvia... Oh, there's the hummingbird again. Look at her. Oh gosh, you guys, I'm so glad you're getting to see this. But, and then this is all going to be redone this fall. I'm just going to leave it right now. I'm going to do bulbs in there, and then that'll get planted in the spring. So I'm going to just treat it as another flower bed. So look at you, pretty little thing. So yeah, Jean will have to help me move that because that thing is a beast. So, yep, sun gold cherry tomatoes and a weed I missed, but here we are back around. So now I will finish it. Sorry about this, I forgot all about this part, but this is getting ready to bloom, and it already smells wonderful, and it's not even in full bloom. So, and then the solar lights are starting to poop out, so I've been just tossing those. If I come through at nighttime and don't see them on, then I just pull them. They're not battery operated. There's no battery to change, I should say. So anyways, now I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. So I hope you enjoyed it. So just remember to always be kind and do what makes you happy. Thanks, guys. Bye.